Now, the most frequently used word is love. And a lot of times we hear people say, I'm in love. You hear people say, I fell in love with this, and a lot of things. Most times people use the word love for people, objects. I love football. I love the cat. I love a lot of things. So love is used daily, and people express that as an emotion. The book we'll be looking at on this episode of Book Review with Shalom talks about the subject of love. It talks about how people perceive and receive love. We'll be looking at the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman. Now, Gary Chapman is an author and he specializes in love and marriages. He has interviewed with people, with couples, and he has related with a lot of people. This book brings us to understand how people receive and expect love. It's trying to explain to us how people view love, what people see as love. If love is used for even objects, then what is this love that we are talking about?
What is love?
Huh?
What is love?
What is love?
What is love exactly?
Do you know what love is?
What's love for you?
And Gary Chapman started by explaining to people that love is not a feeling. One of my favorite quotes here is, love is a choice. So you choose to love this person. And he says he doesn't really believe in the word fall in love. He said when people say they have fallen in love, it is because there is a atmosphere that has been created and some cells in your body have been tampered with, and at that moment it's all rosy. And so people who claim to be falling in love at a particular point in time have issues after marriage because the euphoria of that atmosphere has really gone down, and so they begin to understand and to relate with each other. Now, the most important thing about this book is it will help you understand both yourself and your spouse. So you're not reading the book for just understanding the other person. You're also reading the book to understand what are your love languages, if you have any. And to mention, everyone definitely has a love language, and some have 2. But most importantly is to understand your primary love language. So we'll dive into the book very quickly. I'm super excited to tell you what I've read from this book. The first part of the book is he talks about people who come together and the first thing they see is, he understands me, she understands me, we just want to get married. He said when you get to that point, try to slow it down a little bit. It's not just about the atmosphere, it's not just about the euphoria, it's more than just that. You need to understand this person's 5 love languages. And the first thing we're going to be talking about today is the act of service. The first love language we'll discuss is act of service. Now, what is this act of service? And how do people receive this act of service? Now, the acts of service are people who enjoy or who receive love by what you do for them. Not necessarily by gifting, no. It means that you have a husband or you have a wife, and anytime she notices you clean the car or you wash the car, or anytime your husband notices that you do the groceries and everything, he tends to feel loved. He tends to feel that you value and appreciate him. Washing that person's clothes might just be the only thing that you will do that will make that person really feel loved. So people who have acts of service as their love languages are really looking forward to seeing you demonstrate love by the things you do for them. Now remember, it is not the things you do to them, it's the things you do for them. Washing the person's clothes is not directly to the person, but you do it for that person. And remember that you're learning this person's love language, not because of anything, but because you want to keep that love going. That thing that you have between that person is very important to you, and you desire to keep it going. So, act of service, check that person. Does the person appreciate you more, or does the person compliment you more? Or the person feels more happy when you do something for him, when you pay the bills, when you do shopping, when you do a lot of other things for that person. Does the person tend to appreciate you more? Does the person have this smiling face and is just excited because you do that? So what is your spouse's love language? Is it act of service? Have you really studied to know if this person's love language is acts of service? Now, the second love language we'll be discussing is words of affirmation. Now, these words of affirmation are things you say to this person. People who have words of affirmation as their love language, they love to hear you say something. They don't mind if you do all the grocery in the house and clean up and everything. It doesn't really mean so much to them. You're not really showing them love if you can't give them these words of affirmation. And there are 4 places where you can demonstrate, or 4 ways where you can demonstrate these words of affirmation is by encouragement. First, you encourage this person. Is this person going through a tough time? Tap the person on the shoulder and say something encouraging to this person. Now, compliment also. Compliment the person. Please, I love your hair. I love your shoe. I love your dress. You look amazing today. Compliment this person. And also, people who love words of affirmation, give them humble words. Don't say, honey, please cook rice today. Honey, do this. No, you are not commanding this person. Remember that when it comes to love, we are all equal. So you use humble words. You tell this person, honey, I enjoyed the rice you cooked last week. Can I have something like this? So you say humble words to people who have words of affirmation as their love language. Don't just order people around, or don't just order your spouse around. This love is something you want to build for a long time, and understanding this person, complimenting this person, encouraging this person will help build that love relationship. Now, the third love language we'll be talking about today is quality time. I know a lot of people say, I want quality time. I want him to spend time with me. I want him to go out with me. I want to see him often. Yes, it is important that you do that. But there are some set of people who this is very, very important to them. It doesn't matter the level of compliment you give them. It doesn't matter how humble you are in your request. It doesn't matter how encouraging you can be. If you're not there for them, if you don't spend time with them, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you have acts of service and you do it all the time. All these people want is quality time. They want to have time spent with you. They want you to spend time with them. And then when you're spending quality time, what do you do in quality time? So we can decide to have quality time where you and I can come together and we're on our phone. That is not quality time. That is just you sitting in the same place with this person. So quality time also involves quality conversation. What is the conversation? What are you discussing about? Are you listening to this other person, or you're talking? You can decide to say, okay, since this person's love language is quality time, let me just come around, and you keep talking, and you've not really given this person the opportunity to express him or herself. You've not listened to this person. If you're listening to this person, you will listen to their emotions, you will listen to their thoughts. So conversations are very important. Quality one, not just anyhow conversation. Quality conversation when you're having quality time. And also you need to choose the quality activities you will do, because you might decide to do something and this other person is feeling left out. Let's assume you are going to spend quality time with your spouse, and then you decide that you want to cook. Hello, and this man doesn't really like cooking, and you say, okay, we want to spend quality time today, we're going to go to the kitchen and everybody's going to cook. This person will feel left out because honestly he doesn't like cooking, and you feel you want to give quality time. So you look for an activity that all of you would enjoy, the both of you would enjoy, and give quality time. Give quality time not just to your spouse, to your children, to people you love. It is important that you give them quality time, as long as quality time is part of their love language. When you're spending quality time with this person, maintain eye contact. When you're talking to this person, look into this person's eye. Be cautious of this person's feeling. This person might be telling you a story about his office. Don't be quick to make recommendations. Don't be quick to say, your boss is not a nice person. He is so harsh. Why did he talk to you like that? It's okay. But listen to this person's feelings first. Why is this person telling you this? Is this person telling you because he needs a solution? Or this person is telling you because he wants you to listen? There are times when people tell you things, not because they really want you to bring a solution, or because they want you to do something about them. They want to communicate their feelings. They want to be sure that you're there with them and you're listening to them. The last love language we'll be talking about tonight is gifting. Giving of gifts, receiving of gifts. Gifting is very important. Some people fancy it, and other people might not really see it as necessary. So somebody who has gifting as a love language, I love gifts, but I really don't have it as a love language. I would appreciate it if you give me a gift, but I would love it more if you can do some cleaning in the house, or probably just try cooking once in a while. So people appreciate gifting. There are people who feel loved when you give them gifts. There are people who feel loved when you come inside and your hands are behind and you just bring out something, and they feel this is the best way and this is the only way they experience and they receive love from you. So gifting for some people is very important. Now, how do you do this gifting? Don't just go around buying gifts. Watch this person, listen to this person. Don't just assume because he's a guy he wants a tie. What if he doesn't want tie? And what if he doesn't even wear ties at all? So listen to this person, converse with this person, hear the things this person says. This person might be just as little as a movie fan, and then you decide to gift this person something relating to what this person likes. It will excite the person more, and this person would appreciate that gift more than the one that he doesn't really need at the moment. So if this person has it, take this person for a walk. Listen, does this person appreciate the colors this person likes? She might just see a dress and I love this blue dress. It's giving you a clue of what she loves. And it is easier for you to get a gift in line with that because you've spent quality time listening to this person and you know what this person likes. So no matter this person's love language, your spouse might have 2 different love languages, but there is always a primary love language. And one of the things I would love you to take note in the 5 love language is the fact that people try to copy their parents, people try to mimic their parents in their marital home. Gary Chapman is of the opinion, and I agree with him, that because your parents are married and your mother's love language is acts of service and your father's love language is words of affirmation, does not mean your marriage will be like that, and does not mean you will get married to a lady who would want words of affirmation. So it is important that you study the 5 love language and also apply the language that matters to your spouse in that marriage, not what you learn from your parents. Let me give you an example. Assuming you go to China and you now start speaking English to a Chinese man who doesn't understand English, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, it would not make sense to a Chinese man. So that is how it is. If you give me a gift and my love language is quality time, it doesn't really make any sense to me. It's just usual. You're just talking and I cannot understand what you're trying to say. But if my love language is quality time, and you speak quality time with me, I would really understand it. No matter how little you do, the little effort you put into it will bring more results. If you're in a relationship, you're planning on going in a relationship, or you're thinking of taking your vows, whatever point of that love you are in, you can never go wrong with the 5 love language. Thank you for staying tuned to Book Review with Shalom. I hope to see you on the next episode. Bye for now.